Have you ever paused to consider what it was that made that restaurant experience you had a few nights ago so memorable? Well, chances are it was the design or the appearance of that restaurant that played a key role in getting you there in the first place. And once inside, the ambiance of that experience that made it so memorable later on, both of which are elements created by an architect in an office not unlike this. The point is, the role of the architect is critical when it comes to our impressions of almost everything we experience in life, from our cars to our clothes to our homes and much more. And when it comes to architects, this firm, located in Greenwich, Connecticut, is earning an enviable reputation as one of the nation's very best when it comes to creating things like extraordinary restaurants, exclusive retail establishments, magnificent homes, and more. The firm is Haverson Architecture and Design, and Jay Haverson is one of the co-partners of the firm along with his wife, Carolyn. We talked with Jay about just what it is that makes this firm function.
In the simplest form, we're an architecture and interior design firm. We do high-end residential work, homes for people in the New York metropolitan area and elsewhere. And we do hospitality work with, I would say, restaurant design being a particular specialty of spaces and places that are theatrical, that engage our clientele, the patrons of the restaurants, and that are memorable. And as I like to say to our clients, that get people in the door.
And when someone comes in here and says, I want you to design my restaurant, what then happens here?
We are really there from the very beginning. Oftentimes we are involved in the site search. We're looking at projects, properties on behalf of our clients. They're certainly interested in our opinions once they've identified properties. We talk to them about their food concept and the kind of part of the market that they're looking to do their project for, who their audience is. Certainly the cuisine is going to set the tone. If it's a steakhouse or an Italian restaurant, a family style, casual comfort dining, and all of those inform us, and then it's a matter of the practical issues. Where's the kitchen going to go? Where are the restrooms going to be? Where the deliveries come in? Where's the front door? And how many seats can we get in this restaurant? And that usually connects into some kind of a pro forma on the business end. And then there's kind of a place where we have to pull all it together, and the parts don't always necessarily fit just right, and the creative element, starts to bind and glue them together.
I'm really intrigued by the Smith & Wollensky project, and tell me about that.
Smith & Wollensky is a steakhouse that was opened in 1977 in New York. It is, I would say, certainly one of the top steakhouses in the country. In New York City, it is certainly a place that everybody knows. Just recently completed a project in Boston. It was a project where all the rules were thrown out the window because we already had an incredibly beautiful series of spaces on 4 levels in the head house of what is called the First Corps of Army Cadets. And so when I saw that project for the first time, and people ask this question very often, I think I picked up the phone and I called my wife Carolyn and my partner, and I said, this is just a dream project. This is an amazing project for us to be involved with, and how exciting it was to be able to have the opportunity to go into a space that virtually was mothballed for 30 years and to breathe new life into it creatively as an architect. And obviously there's a big program to create kitchens and the infrastructure to support them completely within the envelope of this almost medieval fortress-like building.
My name is Alan Stillman. I'm the chairman of Smith & Wollensky Restaurant Company. Jay has built several extremely large restaurants between 15 and 25,000 square feet around the country. Jay has worked with many people within our organization. He has worked with our director of construction, and they have been quite successful. The restaurants that he has done for us have come out with a final look that we are quite happy with, and all our customers are extremely happy with.
How important would you say the design of a restaurant is to the eventual success of that restaurant as a business?
If you're trying to sell a quality product and an experience, a great steak or a great innovative cuisine or whatever it may be, or as an adjunct to being in a hotel and going to the bar and having a fun time, people are drawn, especially in this era that we live in, people are really drawn to design, and that they have come to expect good design.
And what do you do about creating that? How do you do it?
Let's start with good planning, innovative use of material, color, great lighting, making people look good.
And how involved do you, Jay, get personally involved in all of these projects?
certain projects will demand or command more of my attention, and it depends on also who's working on the project in the office.
Explain to me, Dave, how it works here at the firm.
Well, Jay sort of sets the overarching tone initially. He'll come up with concept ideas, and then he'll feed those down to me. And my role here is to kind of start shaping those overarching concepts to give them form. And
now that you're bringing the client's vision of what they want to life on paper at this
absolutely,
point, right?
Absolutely. Obviously, the client's vision is paramount here.
You're the head of a team, a pretty large team of designers. How many are there?
That's right. Well, we have about 16 people here.
And at some point, do all of them, or is there a possibility all of them could get involved in this project?
Well, not all of them with this project. What we do is we break them down into smaller teams so that some may be working on restaurant or other residences.
It's a house that we've dubbed Nantucket by the Sea. The house does not have a view directly to the water, but the water is very close by. And it's designed to recollect some great turn-of-the-century Newport-style estate houses that are on the water. So it has a great front porch we're standing on right now, which is at the front entry, and it's got the Cape Cod colored shingles. Everything in this house is substantially made, so it looks like an authentic house that was built from that era. Obviously, we want to create a home that it's really our client's dream home. Most of the projects we're doing are going to be our client's last home, or certainly one that's going to have a fairly long run. But we don't want to just do what they ask us to do. We want to show them what the opportunities are and how we can expand the envelope.
A rather amazing look inside the world of a top-notch firm that is designing many of the most unique structures in America today, Haverson Architecture and Design. I'm Doug Llewellyn reporting from Greenwich, Connecticut.